Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh to Doctor and everyone. So we are from Group 2A. We'll be presenting about our assignment on topic Traffic Study in Dong Kinh Tak Square, Hanoi, Vietnam. So this is the my group members. We have Husni Hakim, Nurin Shahada, Tinesh Kanpati, Nadia Iskandar, it's me, Harid Daniel, and Afifah Khalid. So for the presentation outline, for this first part is the introduction. Then we go through the data collection, data presentation. We have also the traffic and facilities problems, transportation system management, and the last part is the conclusion of this traffic study. Okay, for the introduction part, I'll be present about it. Okay. For the study area, we have choose the Dong Kinh Tak Square, Hanoi, Vietnam. This location, we can say it a popular spot that located in Hanoi, Vietnam, because it's located between the temple of the Jet Mountain and the Old Quarter. We can say that a lot of people come here frequently. In the picture in the middle is the map view of Dong Kinh Tak Square that we have got from the Google Earth. So this is the video selected for our traffic study. It's from the YouTube. And I think that's all from me. I'll pass the presentation to Nurin Shahada.
Thank you, Nadia. My name is Nurin Shwada and I will explain about the data collection. The method that we have chosen is vehicle classification method because the data can be collected manually and can be used in capacity analysis. First, from the video, the type of route for A, B, C, D are determined, whether it is a one-way route or two-way route. And we have also identified 9 routes at the intersection, which are AB, AC, AD, AE, BC, PE, CB, CD, and CE. Next, the number of vehicles on each route are counted and classified by their type, which are passenger car, motorcycles, light van, medium lorries, and bus. Shown on the slide is the PCU factors used for the calculation of passenger car unit of each route. These factors are taken from the Indian Road Congress, and we are referring this because Vietnam uses the same PCU factors as India. These are the results obtained from the traffic volume study. The first row is obtained from the manual count. The total percentage is calculated by dividing the number of a certain type of vehicles with the total number of vehicles. MCC value is the product of PCU factors and number of vehicles. So these are the results for road EB, AC, AD, BC, CB, CD, AE, BE, and lastly CA. Next, I will pass the screen to Husni Hakim to explain further on the results obtained.
Thank you, Nurin. I will continue the presentation. For my part, I will present about the data. So how we present the data? We present the data in form of graphical figure. So we will make graph based on this table before. So here are the graph. Graph 1, graph 2, graph 3, graph 4, graph 5, graph 6, graph 7, graph 8, graph 9, and graph 10. Graph 1 till 9, it show about the number of vehicle on the road. And for the last graph, it show the number of manual classified count. So let's look at the graph 1. The graph 1 shows the number of vehicle for road AB from 3:15 to 3:30 p.m. We see that motorcycle has the highest number on the road, which is 680. The passenger car has number which is 137. For the light van, it has 9. For the medium lorries, it has 2. And for the bus is 0. As we can see from the graph, the pattern of the graph is quite same, where the motorcycle has the highest number compared to the other vehicle. Which means that people in Vietnam are using motorcycle as a main mode of transportation to travel. And from the graph also, we figure that which road that has higher number of vehicle. The road that has higher number of vehicle is road AB, the road AD, and road BC. So let's move to the graph 10. So the graph 10 show about the total manual classified count on each road. So is this data is important? Yes, the data is important because From the graph we see for road AB it has 662 for the MCC, which means that the volume of vehicle on that road is high and there will be a traffic congestion. So to avoid that, the traffic engineer need this data so they will figure out what kind of improvement they will do. For example, they can increase the length, increase the width of the road, or they will increase the turning radius of the road. In terms of the transportation system management, maybe to lower the MCC value, they can install the traffic signal or they can install the pavement marking. So by doing that, the emergency number can be lower and the traffic congestions problem will be reduced. That's all for me about the improvement part. My friend will talk about it later. So I'll pass the presentation to my friend Afifa. Thank you.
Thank you. So I'll continue the presentation with the next point, which is the traffic and facilities problem. As mentioned earlier, this survey location was located at one of the popular spots since it was located between the temple of the Jade Mountain and Old Quarter, which it very often visited by locals or tourists. There are many traffic light facilities problems that were identified. The first one is there is no traffic light available at the intersection. This junction is a midpoint of 5 different crossroads and all vehicles are coming from different directions. Since there is no traffic light, all the vehicles just crossing the road at the same time. The second problem is there is no proper pavement marking. It will lead to the drivers lose their actual lane and might collide with other vehicles from the opposite directions. Next, other problem that was identified at this survey location, the rate of using public transport is low. Most of the locals use their own vehicles to move around instead of using public transport such as bus or practice a carpooling. This problem totally increased the number of road users and lead to congestion of the area. The last problem is there is no sidewalk for pedestrian. Vietnam is also well known as the locals there love to walk from other place to another place. This location was flooded by people as it is located at the shops area. All of this problem will lead to accidents, and when accidents happen, it will cause traffic congestion. That's all from me, and I'll pass the presentation to Harry Daniel to continue for the next point.
I'm Haris, so I'm going to proceed with Transportation System Management, TSM. So there are 4 improvements that have been added to ensure the traffic is smooth. So the first improvement that have been added is pavement markings. That we've added is separation line for 2 and more lanes, and arrow that show traffic flow direction. So how it will improve? First, it will provide information to road users about the roadway alignments and flow direction. So most road users will drive according to the lanes and will follow the arrow for the direction. Next is signs. There are 2 signs, which is like regulatory signs and guide signs. Regulatory signs is no entry sign at one-way route, and guide sign is near road visible to road users. So the function is to show the right direction to the driver and to guide the road users along the road. So the drivers will not accidentally going to the one-way route from the opposite direction. So next is pedestrian walk. Pedestrian walk is been added along the shop by the road. So the function is to ease the pedestrian move and to protect the safety of pedestrian walking by the road, so that it is easier for pedestrian to move from shop to shop. And lastly is traffic signal. Traffic signals is traffic signals with flashing arrow. So the function is to give turns for every vehicle to move, interrupt heavy traffic and intervals to permit other vehicle or pedestrian to cross, and reduce frequency and severity of crashes, especially right angle collisions. So that every vehicle will move every turn, so that no accidents will be happen. So I'm going to pass the presentation to Tinesh. Thank you.
So I'm going to do the conclusion part, and we are finally at the conclusion part. So to conclude, based on the improvement mentioned by Arid, we have come up with a traffic design. So this will be our proposed traffic design. I hope everyone can see it. So first there will be pavement design, a pavement marking such as white line and arrows on all roads A, B, C, D and E, and also the traffic signal at all intersections. The pavement marking and traffic signal will improve the traffic flow by assigning right of way to road user and prevent vehicles from colliding with each other. Referring to the result obtained, Road A has the highest traffic volume with 1171 vehicles going to Road B, C, D and E. Hence, Road A will require more lanes compared to other roads in order to satisfy the demand. And also, the time taken for the green signal the time for green signal at road A should be higher compared to other lane because, as been said earlier, the traffic volume at road A is higher. So next, a type of regulatory sign which is no entry sign are placed before road A because it is a one-way road, while guide signs are placed near intersection as a service guidance and tourist information. This way will help locals and tourists not have problem searching and reaching to the main attraction there. Then pedestrian also can walk along the shop to separate it from the main road to prevent congestion caused by pedestrian. It will also protect the safety of pedestrian from busy traffic. So that's all from me, and thank you from me and my teammates, and that's all.